In the laboratory, we take the material, it comes to us in a bag with a brief description of where it was found. And what we do in the laboratory, or what my laboratory technicians do, is they will take the material and examine it and look for anything interesting. So a piece of ceramic like this is very interesting in that it's a very fine piece of ceramic. It's not thick and robust, perhaps like you might find here. That indicates that it's a special item, that it wouldn't have been used every day. Very, very similar to today, where you might have your good tea or coffee cups, and then you have your everyday tea and coffee cups, or cooking pots and not cooking pots, that sort of thing. This is a very nice piece because it has some incising on it, which is patterning. There's a vertical here and a diagonal here. That all starts to give us information that this has specific purpose, that it has art attached to it, that it has some elite quality in terms of it being special. We take an item like that and we look for some clues off it. So this is the top lip of it. It's slightly damaged, but we can see it has a radius, it has a curve. We'll take that, and I've just done this exercise with some people, and we'll trace that radius out, and then take a protractor, and from that we can determine then the size of the pot. So we know that this one piece of ceramic belonged to something about that diameter, and then we can see that it has a further curve on the neck of it, so then we can trace that curve also, and then we can start to see that this neck and how it would have been formed, and I'm just giving you a rough sketch there. So then we start to get the dimensions of what this was. So from that we can see the size of it, that we know that it was used for holding small amounts of things, probably fairly fine things, maybe anything from berries to herbs to small quantities of other edible items. And that's an example of how we reconstruct it. Now, here's an interesting book on Visoko and on the archaeology. This book's written in 1984 and provides a lot of really interesting information. So you can see how the archaeologists here have taken something and they've been able to reconstruct the entire thing by tracing the whole diameter. Same thing we can achieve with an item like this. We can follow this arc. There's a slight curve in it. We can determine the shape of this. We can take that and determine the size of it. And then we can start to look at what its purpose might have been. Any questions in relation to that? No. We have a really interesting item over here, just before you all rush to it. This was found 2 weeks ago in the Rutland Tunnel Complex. It's quite a perplexing item. Excuse me, Don. Donna, our lab tech, is going over it with a pencil, because the pencil isn't destructive, and she's tracing elements to it. Every line that we see on it we will put a mark on, even if it looks insignificant, and then that way we start to punch the data out, the information out, to see what it is. I've already done a sketch of the item. We try to put it into different mediums to get a feeling for it. The reason I found this interesting is that it has symmetry. You have two items, and we have another 2 items here. Even though that's small, it could be small because it's eroded and got damaged over time. It has shape. So it has a lot of elements that almost create a mirror image of itself, the symmetry that I mentioned. We don't know whether it went that way, that way, so we take these things and we look at them from all sorts of angles to try and untangle the puzzle. Once she has finished highlighting it, I'll photograph it to document it, but then I'll also do some experimental photography, casting shadows across it in case it reveals something from a different angle that you otherwise wouldn't see. That's going to take quite a while to reveal what it is. Potentially in the Visoko Valley we have unknown cultures and unknown knowledge. So this could belong to a concept that is completely foreign to us and something that we don't understand. So we can't make assumptions. We may never know what it is. When you hold it in your hand, it has ergonomics and feels very comfortable, which is an interesting thing. Is it a tool? Was it used in ceremony? Is it a facade? I just have no idea at the moment. I'll let you look at that. As you come through, have a look at these cabinets. The stone just down the rough in the tunnel. Similar process, it's been highlighted with pencil. We've got to be very careful with it. It has what appears to be some sort of structure and writing on it, ruins, there are other lines, we're not sure what they represent at the moment, still going through analysis. There are self-explanatory notes on all these other items as you go through here, so you can look at that.